Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Let's get to the news. Hello Browns fans, today we're diving into some electrifying news that's making waves across the AFC North. If you've been paying attention to the league lately, you know that the landscape is shifting and the Browns are right in the middle of it. But before I get into all the details, let's set the scene. Cleveland, a city known for its resilience and passionate football culture, is once again on the brink of something big. The offseason has been buzzing with rumors, strategic moves, and surprising developments that could redefine the team's trajectory for the upcoming season. And trust me, what's happening now could be a game-changer not just for Cleveland, but for the entire division and potentially the conference. Now, everyone's eyes are on the Browns, especially after their recent performances and the promising talent they've accumulated. But what's truly exciting is a piece of news that has surfaced recently, something that could tip the scales in their favor, giving them a real shot at not only winning the AFC North, but also making a deep run in the playoffs. And who knows, maybe even securing that elusive Super Bowl title we've all been dreaming about. This is the kind of news that gets fans fired up, and I promise you, there's a lot to unpack here. Let's start by talking about the current state of the team. Cleveland Browns, for those of you who might be new to the team or just need a quick refresher, have been on a bit of a roller coaster over the past few years. From their ups and downs in the 2010s to the recent resurgence under head coach Kevin Stefanski, the Browns have been steadily climbing back to respectability. The 2023 season has been particularly promising, with the team boasting some of their best talent in years. The offense, led by quarterback Deshaun Watson, has shown flashes of brilliance, and the defense has been aggressive and relentless when at its best. But what's been missing, really, is that extra push, the kind of momentum that can turn good seasons into great ones. And that's where this latest development comes into play. Now, I don't want to jump the gun just yet, but there are strong indications that some key players might be on their way to making a significant impact. Players like Myles Garrett, one of the premier pass rushers in the league, and Denzel Ward, a lockdown cornerback, are expected to be pivotal once again. But what really has fans talking is the potential addition or return of some high-profile talents, or perhaps strategic moves that could strengthen Cleveland's roster even more. One piece of news that's gaining traction involves a young, highly talented quarterback prospect, Shedeur Sanders. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Shedeur Sanders, the son of NFL legend Deion Sanders, has been making headlines for his impressive play at Colorado. But what's really caught the attention of Browns fans and NFL insiders alike is the possibility that Cleveland could be eyeing him as a future piece. Now, I want to clarify, nothing is set in stone yet, but the buzz is real. The Browns have been known for their savvy draft and talent acquisition strategies, and perhaps they see Sanders as a potential franchise quarterback for the future. What makes this particularly interesting is the timing. Cleveland, after investing in Watson, still might be exploring options to ensure they have a solid backup plan or even a future starter. And with the NFL draft approaching, teams are already evaluating prospects who could fit into their long-term plans. Sanders, with his arm talent, mobility, and football IQ, has been generating quite a buzz. If Cleveland does decide to pursue him, it would send a clear message about their vision for the future, an aggressive move to secure a young quarterback with high upside. But beyond just the quarterback situation, the Browns have been making strategic moves in free agency and the draft to bolster their roster. They've added key pieces on both sides of the ball, veterans and rookies alike, that are designed to complement their core and push the team over the edge. The offensive line, which was a concern in previous seasons, has been addressed with improved depth and talent. The defense, already formidable with Garrett, Ward, and others, is looking even more imposing with the addition of new linebackers and defensive backs. These moves aren't just about filling spots, They're about creating a team that's balanced, aggressive, and ready to compete at the highest level. Now, as we look ahead to training camp, which is just around the corner, the excitement is palpable. The Browns have a lot to prove, especially after coming so close last season. Many fans are eager to see how these new pieces come together, how players like Watson, Nick Chubb, and others will perform, and whether the team can finally overcome the hurdles that have held them back in past seasons. The division is tough, no doubt about it, with teams like the Ravens, Bengals, and Steelers constantly vying for supremacy. But Cleveland has the talent, the coaching, and the hunger to make a real statement this year. And speaking of the division, this recent news could very well shake things up in the AFC North. The Ravens, for example, have been fortifying their roster, and the Bengals remain a formidable threat with Joe Burrow leading an explosive offense. The Steelers, always tough and disciplined, are looking to rebound after a challenging 2022. But if Cleveland's latest moves, whether it's the potential draft of a rising star like Sanders or their strategic roster upgrades, come to fruition, they could be the team that surprises everyone and takes control of the division. That kind of shift, a real power move, could change the entire dynamic of the AFC North for years to come. But let's not forget the historical context here. The Browns have always been a team with immense potential, a franchise that struggled with consistency but has also shown flashes of greatness. Their past playoff runs, their iconic moments in NFL history, and the passionate fanbase that fills First Energy Stadium week after week. All of this fuels the hope that this season could be different, that this season could be the one where they finally break through the playoff barrier and go deep. The team's recent draft choices, coaching staff improvements, and the overall momentum suggest that Cleveland might be on the verge of something special. Now, I want to pause here for a moment because there's an important thing to remember. While the excitement is real and the prospects are promising, nothing is guaranteed in the NFL. Injuries, unforeseen setbacks, or even just bad luck can alter the course of a season. But what's undeniable is that the Browns are positioning themselves well. They're building a roster that's versatile, talented, and hungry. And if everything falls into place, this could be the year they finally silence doubters and turn their playoff dreams into reality. So, Browns fans, as we gear up for the upcoming season, I want you to keep that hope alive. The NFL is unpredictable, but one thing is for sure, your team has the talent and the drive to make some noise. Whether it's a breakout season from a young star, a clutch performance in the playoffs, or a bold move in the draft, Cleveland is on the rise again. And if the latest rumors and strategic moves are any indication, the Browns might just be preparing to surprise us all once more. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now, as we look ahead, the focus is on training camp and the preseason. This is where the real battles begin, where spots are won and lost, and where the team's chemistry starts to take shape. The Browns' coaching staff, led by Kevin Stefanski, has been working tirelessly to get everything ready for the grind of the regular season. They've been emphasizing discipline, execution, and resilience, traits that Cleveland has historically valued. And if the players buy into that system, if they can stay healthy and motivated, there's no reason why this team can't be one of the most exciting in the league. The quarterback position remains a hot topic, especially with Deshaun Watson returning after a solid, if somewhat inconsistent 2022 season. Fans are hoping that Watson can find his rhythm early and become the leader that Cleveland needs to make that leap into genuine playoff contention. And if, by some chance, they do draft or develop a young quarterback like Sanders or another promising prospect, that could add an extra layer of competition and excitement to the season. The Browns are clearly planning ahead, not just for this year but for the future, and that kind of foresight is exactly what a team needs to sustain success. Beyond that, let's talk about key players who will be crucial to Cleveland's success. Nick Chubb, the running back who's been the engine of the offense, is coming off another stellar season. His ability to break tackles, gain tough yards, and be a consistent threat on the ground makes him one of the best at his position. The offensive line, which has seen some upgrades, is tasked with creating running lanes and protecting the quarterback. Meanwhile, the receiving core, led by Amari Cooper and young talents like Donovan Peoples-Jones, is expected to provide the weapons necessary to keep defenses honest. Defensively, Cleveland's unit is already formidable, but they're not resting on their laurels. Myles Garrett, a player who's established himself as one of the league's premier pass rushers, is motivated to lead the league in sacks and set the tone for the entire defense. Denzel Ward, with his lockdown coverage, will be critical in shutting down the division's top receivers. The addition of new linebackers and secondary players aims to improve on last year's solid performance, giving Cleveland a defense that can dominate in big moments. Now, looking at the AFC North, these teams are all stacked with talent and ambition. The Ravens have been aggressive in free agency, adding pieces to their offense and defense. The Bengals, led by Joe Burrow, are always a threat with their explosive offense and solid defense. The Steelers, with their disciplined approach, aim to bounce back after a disappointing 2022. But Cleveland, with its mix of veteran talent and young prospects, is positioning itself to be the team that could upset the division favorites. The AFC North is one of the most competitive divisions in football, and any shift at the top can have ripple effects throughout the conference. And don't forget the bigger picture. The NFL landscape is evolving rapidly, with new rules, emerging stars, and strategic shifts that can alter the balance of power. Cleveland's management has been smart in navigating these changes, making moves that show a clear intention to contend now and in the future. Their focus on building a balanced roster, offense, defense, special teams, is a testament to their long-term vision. As the season approaches, the anticipation will only grow. Fans are already envisioning playoff runs, clutch moments, and perhaps, finally, a return to the Super Bowl. Cleveland's history is filled with moments of greatness and heartbreak, but this era feels different. The team feels poised, motivated, and ready to take that next step. And as always, the passion of the fans fuels that fire. Whether it's the tailgates, the chants at First Energy Stadium, or the conversations in sports bars across Ohio, the heartbeat of Browns Nation is stronger than ever. So stay tuned, Browns fans. There's a lot more to come in the days ahead. Preseason battles, roster cuts, and strategic decisions will shape the path forward. But one thing is for sure, your team is on the rise, and the journey to another Super Bowl is very much alive. Keep the faith, stay loud, and let's get ready for an exciting season ahead. Cleveland Browns, it's time to make some history once again. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news.